Hey everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video we're going to be doing a Foundation Friday. I'm excited. Are you? This is actually my very first Foundation Friday. If you've been around this channel for a little while, you know that all throughout 2018 I did 5 days of foundation, which was where I reviewed a foundation for 5 days straight. The first 5 days, Monday through Friday, in each month, I did review foundations. This year in 2019, I decided to go ahead and switch it up and do Foundation Friday videos rather than do 5 days of foundation every month. So this year you're going to be seeing Foundation Fridays. Anyway, before we go ahead and get started, I have a couple of things I wanted to just throw out there. Number one, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button if you like foundation reviews. I do intend to do them every Friday for the entire year of 2019, so that'll be a total of 52 foundations across the 12 months. Approximately 52 foundations. And then also, if you weren't aware, I started my own online clothing boutique. I do have a link for it in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. We sell women's clothing. It's niminis.com. And yeah, if you're interested, please go ahead and click that link and check it out. And yeah, before we get started, I also have already moisturized my skin. I also sprayed it down with the Smashbox Photo Finish. This is the Centering Citrus Primer Water. I have the regular primer water, I have the citrus one, and I have the coconut one. I actually prefer the coconut over the other two, but I have it, so I figured I would use it. And then I have my face primed with my Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. So today, I didn't tell you what foundation we're reviewing yet, but you've probably seen it in the title of the video. This is the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. This is a newer foundation, I do believe. I only saw it pop up on Sephora. I believe it was either November or December. I picked it up in the winter VIB sale, and I'm going to go ahead and give it a try today. I have tried the shade. It is a little bit dark for me, but we're going to work with it. This is the shade Fair, I think. Does the box have the shade on it? It doesn't look like the box has the shade on it, but the packaging does. This is the shade Fair, which I believe is the lightest shade that they do sell. And we're going to go ahead and get this on our skin. I'm going to read to you a little bit from their website. I've got my phone right here. I'm going to read to you a little bit from the Wonder Beauty website about this foundation. Okay, so this says it is a weightless fluid foundation that delivers buildable coverage with a natural radiant finish. Designed with a doe foot applicator to deliver multitasking coverage wherever you want. And the description, it says, create the perfect nude illusion with this multitasking foundation. This formula's undetectable, filtered finish makes blemishes, redness, and discoloration magically disappear, leaving behind a natural radiant finish. Medium to full buildable coverage, designed in a tube with a doe foot applicator made for multitasking. Apply and blend all over as foundation, spot correct and conceal with a targeted doe foot applicator, or sculpt a flawless highlight and contour. Skincare enriched with niacinamide to reduce the appearance of wrinkles and even skin tone. Lotus extract helps to balance sebum production and improve the elasticity of skin. And at least on their website, they have a 4.9 star reviews of 13. People seem to really love this. Like I said, this is a little bit dark for my skin, but it is the lightest shade that they have, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I was considering returning it, and then I saw Kathleen Lights just raving about this foundation, about how wonderful it makes your skin look, and so on and so forth. She does have dry skin. It is wintertime. My skin is like the Sahara Desert right now. I was having a major dryness back in November. I think I was having a reaction to a moisturizer that I had put into my skincare routine, which is now no longer in my skincare routine. But I do have a tendency to get drier in the winter, but in the summer I do have a tendency to get more oily. So right now my skin is dry. So all right, we're going to go ahead and with this, I am going to be doing half of my face with my F80 Sigma flat kabuki brush, and then this side of my face with my beauty blender. This is actually a blue beauty blender. So all right, we're going to go ahead and get this open. It's actually very liquidy. And there's not a lot when you first pull the doe foot applicator out. So we're going to just go with it and see how it works, how many times I have to dip back in to the container to get enough to do my full face, or at least half my face. Alright, so I only dipped in the one time for that. Let's see if that is enough to cover this whole side of my face. Okay, you can see it's just a little bit off of my natural skin tone. I can't remember. I only patch tested it, the shade, so I can't remember if it does oxidize on me or not. A lot of foundations do have a tendency to oxidize on me. So right there, I think it looks really nice actually. At initial application, it just, like the description said, it just kind of balanced out my skin tone, covered up some redness I had down here on my chin, and I could definitely use a little bit more coverage here on the center of my cheek where I do have some natural redness. But we're going to go ahead and put on the other side with the Beauty Blender. But it's not like, it's not really heavy or cakey or anything like that, which is nice. Okay. All right, now with the Beauty Blender. Okay, so I actually do like this with the brush better. If you've watched any of my foundation reviews, you do know that I prefer to use a brush to apply my foundation, and then I might go over it with a beauty sponge just to kind of balance out the finish and so on and so forth. I feel like I'm getting a little bit, just a hair more coverage with the brush over the sponge, but it's not bad. Oftentimes when I do use a sponge, I get very much lighter coverage, and this doesn't seem to be doing that very much at all. I'm going to take a little bit down my neck here just because it is a shade, maybe more like a half a shade dark for me. So yeah, you can see over here I have a little bit of redness, like a red spot right there that it didn't really cover completely with the sponge. I'm going to put just a little bit more just to do some spot coverage. I'm going to put a dot on each cheek just to blend that in a little bit more, and I'm going to put a little bit more back here where I have some redness. Maybe a little bit on this side where I have a little bit of redness that I'd like to cover up. And I'm actually going to just use, I think I'm going to just use a sponge to blend the rest of that in. And okay. I think it does build. I think it definitely covered up the redness that I was having. And yeah, I think it does build. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I need to powder this. Let's see. It is transferring slightly. I think I am going to powder. I prefer to powder and definitely make sure that it's set than to be sorry that I didn't powder later and I have it everywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and powder this. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on. The time now is 10:35, so I should have everything on in the next couple minutes. We're going to call 10:45 the check-in time because I'll have the rest of my face makeup on in the next 10 minutes. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to powder this. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on, and I will be right back. All right, everybody, the time now is 10:52, and I'm all done. So we are going to call 10:45 the check-in time. So that means 2:45 and then 6:45. I'm probably going to be a little bit late on my final check-in just because I don't think I'm going to be actually home until 7 o'clock tonight. But we will try to get it as close as possible. But I am going to shoot for 2:45 for the midday check-in. So what else is on my face? I used the Physicians Formula Translucent Airbrushed Pressed Powder. Airbrushing pressed powder all over my face. On my under eyes, I do have the Catrice Liquid Camo High Coverage Concealer. I really do like this concealer except for the smell. It's very floral, but it does dissipate pretty quickly. But I do like this concealer for my under eyes. On my cheeks, I have the Fiona Styles, which I did buy at Ulta, but it's not carried there anymore. This is the Sheer Sculpting Palette in light medium, and I just use this middle shade for my contour. I do a very light contour with that. And then on my cheeks, I have this Laura Geller Tropic Hues Baked Blush and Brighten for my blush. Again, just very, very light-handed with that. And then my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt, I just got my finger in it, Kilowatt highlighter, and I just used this side right here, which is Lightning Dust, which is the more natural highlight. The Fire Crystal, which is the other shade that's in here. if I can get it open without getting my finger in it again, is a much more vibrant highlighter, and sometimes I'll dip into both, but if I'm just going for a more natural highlight, I do stick with the Lightning Dust shade over here. Okay, I actually did my brows. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in Blonde, and then on my eyes, I have the Painterly Paint Pot as my base. I'm using the Tarte Clay Play 1 palette on my eyes. I literally have this shade right here, which is Solstice all over my lid. In my crease, I have Journey and Journey's all over the lid, and then Stone just in my crease to deepen it up, and on the outer portion to deepen it up just a little bit. So I wanted to go really natural with my makeup today. On my lashes, I have Benefit Bad Gal Bang, and on my lips, I have the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shade Caramello. So that's my look for the day. All right. So what do we think of this foundation? I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and I can tell you what I'm thinking. All right. So far, what, about a half an hour in or so? I think it looks pretty good. It is starting to crackle on my chin, which, if you are new to my channel, is a problem area. My chin is probably the most problematic area in my entire face, followed pretty closely by my nose. My nose, I do have a problem with pores and coverage just not sticking to my nose. But I really do have a problem around my mouth and along my chin, mostly along my chin, where foundation just likes to crackle, because I am just about to turn 40 in March, and I have older skin. I just do. I try to keep it moisturized, but especially this time of year, it's very, very dry, and it does crackle. I also have a lot of acne scarring around my chin and in my cheeks. The primer does help with that, but it's not perfect. So I forgot to spray down my face. I'm going to use the MAC Fix Plus to just set my face real quick. And I know some people, when they do foundation reviews, they won't use primer and they won't use MAC Fix Plus or any other setting spray. Personally, I do use both when I do a foundation review, because that is how I would normally put my makeup on. And I want to give each foundation a good shot. And you can get, one of my one setting spray that I do really enjoy is Milani Make It Last. That is a drugstore setting spray. I think it's like $12 or something like that. But that is a nice setting spray. And you can definitely get primers that are less expensive as well. So you don't need these high-end products that I'm using today. You can definitely use more drugstore products if you prefer, and I do use them sometimes on this channel for my foundation reviews. I do typically stick to MAC Fix Plus for my final setting spray, and I do normally use the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer when I'm doing a foundation review, just because I know that they work with my skin. So you definitely don't need to use those. I just use them for my foundation reviews because I know how they work. So anyway, a little bit of crackling on my chin. Other than that, though, I think my forehead looks really nice. I think my nose looks really nice. I think my cheeks look really nice. The only area that I'm having an issue with is my typical problem areas of my chin. That's it. So, yeah, I'm really liking this a half an hour in. I will definitely check in at 2:45, and then again later on in the evening at the end of my day. So, I will see you guys in just a few hours. Well, I'll see you in a moment, but in my time, it'll be a few hours. All right, I'll see you guys then. All right, everybody, it is midday. Unfortunately, I don't have my watch on, and I'm using my phone to record my midday check-in, but it's about 3:45, so I've actually had this on for about 5 hours now, and it is raining, it is overcast, so I'm in a shadow, but I'm in natural light. But I wanted to show you what my face looks like, and because it's so gray outside, it's really washing me out, so I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping it'll pick up, for the most part, what everything's looking like. So I am getting a little bit of transfer from my mascara, but that's not the foundation's fault. It is what it is. Looking in my mirror here, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm a little bit shiny on my nose. On my forehead, it's kind of in my lines a little bit, but not horrendously. My chin, it's crackly, but it's been crackly. I don't feel like it's gotten worse, if that makes sense. But on the rest of my skin, I feel like it looks really, really natural. And I think it's looking good after 5 hours. So anyway, we just got new cell phones, so I'm trying to set up my new cell phone. It's not working real well. Not at all. So we're running into some issues. Anyway, that's it for my midday check-in. I will see you guys in another few hours. Bye. All right, everybody, I am back, and the time is now 7:05, so I'm about 20 minutes late. Not too bad. That's my new phone, by the way, and my old phone, so I'm going to miss my old phone. I really am. Does anybody get that way when you get a new phone and you're just like, no, I don't want to let it go? Yeah, that's where I'm at with my my old phone. Plus, I was running into issues not being able to download. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about my foundation. So, a little over 8 hours in, honestly, I think it looks good. I think it looks really good. I'm still crackly here along the chin. There's nothing I can really do about that. It's crackled up. That's just the way my skin is. It's slightly caked in my nose creases, but not bad. Not bad. I've seen a lot worse. It's also slightly in my forehead line. Again, not horrendously. I've seen worse. I am starting to look a little bit more on the dewier side than I prefer. My nose is definitely shiny. My cheeks look dewy. My chin looks dewy, but not oily. So, where does that leave me? I actually think it looks pretty good for having it on for almost 8.5 hours. I think it looks pretty good. Would I want to wear it much longer? No. And there's only one reason why. It's because my nose, like, it feels, because my oils have come in, it feels like my nose is like starting to feel like melty. I don't know. If you have oily skin, you probably know what I'm talking about when I say that your skin is feeling melty. Like, if I blotted it, it would probably feel better. And again, I still don't have any blotting sheets. I'm going to actually grab a tissue here from the side of my table and just blot my nose with a tissue. Okay. Some of the foundation came off on the tissue. So my nose definitely looks worse for wear at this point because some of the foundation came off. Blotting sheets, you normally wouldn't have that, I don't think. I think they're specially made to not do that, unlike tissues. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I probably could wear this for maybe 9 to 10 hours max for my skin, just because I am starting to get that like heavy feeling at the end of the day kind of a thing. But I think it looks good. I actually think it looks really good. I think it makes my skin look really healthy and alive, especially considering how dry my skin's been lately. It's looking very good from my perspective. So there is my first impression of the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. I will continue to try it out. I was thinking that since I'm doing Foundation Fridays, I wasn't going to be doing like end of month wrap up videos like I was doing last year with my 5 days of foundation, but I can definitely throw in updates on my foundation reviews, maybe quarterly or maybe in my best of videos that I do on occasion. Let me know if you do want to hear like follow-ups on the foundations that I tried throughout 2019. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit the red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below as well. I do read and I try to respond to every comment that I do get. I'm not as quick as I would like to be. I do work a full-time job and I have 3 YouTube channels. So, and I have my own business and 2 kids and a husband and a house and 2 dogs, and yeah, life can sometimes get in the way of YouTube. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!